Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Shades. We're going to talk about the perception of your relationship. So, there's two things: how it looks like to you and how it looks like to others. And we tend to confuse the importance of both. But before I get into it, I want to share this with each and every one of you.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So, for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. The top four songs when I came back for my sophomore year: Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, the 2 Chains. Birthday is your birthday. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. Like, you could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's like, ugh. Sometimes it literally hurts my heart.
I was popping, shopping, and rotating. She was doing She was living the dream. She was living the best life possible until she got married. And then she thought that was the best life possible. But here is the issue, and it goes back to my earlier question, right? How it looks like to you and how it looks like to others. So, when you're looking back on your past, many of us want to highlight the positives of it, right? What you accomplish. If you go back and look at your past, and some of the things that you come up with is popping your pussy, shopping, and a roster of men, you need to ask yourself, or we need to ask you as well, why was that so important to you? Because here is the thing: people look back at their past and certain aspects of it and think it was more fun than it actually was. Men and women. I'm going to give you an example. If you're in a relationship and you love this person and you've provided for this person on a spiritual level, emotional level, physical level, and mental health level, the four pillars of health, and you see that they post a video talking about their best life was when you weren't in the picture, how would that make you feel? Or they talk about a period of time in their life where they didn't have the things that you were able to give them, and now they're looking back at it in a form of celebration, saying that when I didn't have the responsibility of being a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, when I didn't have the title of these things, life was better. I remember all these great things before you came into the picture. How will that make you feel? When you enter in a relationship with someone and they're treating you well, your focus should be on that. From day one to day forever and a day. Looking back on your past in a celebratory manner and highlighting things that are actually detrimental to your current relationship doesn't make the other person feel good. This is a problem for a lot of people to understand and accept. What you think may look good to you doesn't look good for the relationship, because it's the relationship, then the people in it, then everybody else. Her posting a video about this does nothing positive for their relationship. Her and her husband, Akaash Singh, he's going to be the butt of every joke, like to a degree he deserves. Even though this isn't his fault, because you can't control what other people do, he can control the response to it. The recommendation would be that he has to sit down with his wife and ask the question, why did you do X? How did you think this was going to benefit our marriage? Because remember, they're both equally responsible for the image of the marriage. You can't have one person highlighting toxic behaviors and the other person caught off guard by it. If she was single and had no responsibility to anyone else in the world, then you go around talking about how you're some kind of freak. How you used to enter these white boy frat parties, with your face down, ass up, and you're just pimping the whole damn pi beta gamma 5. Okay? Because that's not the legacy most people want. If you had a whole phase, perfectly fine. That's in the past. But who brings that up? Imagine this, right? You see a lot of porn stars who've retired and they try to go back in the world, and a lot of them have difficulties because their past keeps coming up. They're not defined by their past because maybe that was a point in time, but it's still a part of them. How many of them who have re-entered the world as a civilian that wants to get another job? How many walk around bragging about that? Hey guys, I used to do this scene and that scene. Many of them don't do that. So for her to go around and talking about how she was just all over the place in her past, in her youth, isn't a good look for their marriage and for the two people in it. And the sad part is, this behavior that she's describing wasn't that long ago. So the question, can you reform a hoe? Can you turn it all around? Yes. Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future.